It is Monday, the 7th of June, 2021, and this is a follow-up video to the meditation, the intention prayer, the statement of affirmation exercise, call it what you will, of yesterday, Sunday, 6th of June, 2021. I'm doing this one as a walk and talk out in nature. If I turn around away from the houses, we're in nature, and I have my daughter assisting me with the technology because I'm none too clever with that myself. So if you want to know anything about technology, always ask a 10-year-old. This video is initially having to go on BitChute. It will go on YouTube eventually, so you might be watching this after I've posted it on YouTube. But as things currently stand, I am on a second channel strike and a 2-week ban from YouTube. Interesting timing, don't you think? So the objection that YouTube had was to my Michael Bernician interview of March, which has already been on my channel for several weeks without any kind of incident whatsoever. Straight after I announced this meditation exercise that I wanted to launch, YouTube informed me that I've picked up a second channel strike, which involves a 2-week ban, meaning I can't post again until the 15th of June. This prevented me from doing any updates leading up to the 6th yesterday to give some more detail of what we were trying to achieve, and it's also prevented me from doing a follow-up until I can post again on the 15th of June. One more strike, of course, and the entire channel goes down. But if I can make it to the 22nd of June, one of my channel strikes expires and the channel survives. So we'll see what happens there. If the worst does happen, all my videos are backed up to my library, Odyssey, and you can view everything on there. And of course, I've got my BitChute, which has my more recent videos going back to 2020. So there are contingency plans in place should the worst happen. But I did want to make this video to follow up on what occurred yesterday, because I know many, probably tens, possibly hundreds of thousands of people, possibly even into the millions, took part in this meditation exercise, which I was very happy to curate. So the idea was that we, the people who want to see the restoration of truth, justice, freedom, love, and natural law principles in creation, take back the number 666 for ourselves. So there's nothing inherently evil about 666 as it stands. It's the same with all signs, symbols, sigils. Many of them have been co-opted and have been hijacked by Satanists and dark occultists for nefarious means, but it doesn't mean that the numbers or the symbols in themselves are evil. They can be used for the light, they can be used for upliftment and higher consciousness anytime the rest of us want to take them back for ourselves. So a lot of people seem to have got this twisted about yesterday's event. Depressingly, I saw comment after comment on the YouTube thread and where I posted it on Facebook from people saying, "See, I told you Devlin's a Satanist. He's chosen to do this on the 6th of the 6th at 6 p.m. 666. He's telling you his true nature right there. He's trying to entice everyone into connecting with the dark side." People have completely misunderstood what I was trying to achieve here. And this becomes even more frustrating down to the fact that I went to great lengths in the show notes to explain that this is all about reclaiming 666 for the light, for the good. And I also explained it in the preparatory video itself. So if people had an attention span that lasted any more than 2 seconds, they might have actually saved themselves the bother of going to a knee-jerk reaction comment and saying, "He's a Satanist, don't connect with 666, it will bring in the devil, it's evil." I explained my stance in the show notes. So many people got it twisted, but thankfully the majority comprehended what I was trying to achieve. Now, when it comes to meditation, setting intention, setting that will, imagining a scenario that we wish to bring into physical manifestation, I'm no master at this. I struggle. I've got a lot of work to do on myself in terms of mastering these practices. But I know there are many, many people out there that are a whole load better than me at it. And my intention with this was for me to curate the event, to bring together all these people that could pool their consciousness, and between us all, we could get the job done. And from the feedback that I've received, exactly that was achieved yesterday. Many people have reported feeling the vibrations raise, feeling in a much higher state of consciousness, feeling as if the energy shift was palpable. And I think we really did achieve something in our mass numbers yesterday. So I'm very happy to have been able to bring that about. There are, of course, detractors, naysayers, doubters who will say this dynamic doesn't work, there's no power to it at all. You're always going to get that. One thing that being a public figure who posts videos on YouTube has shown me is that you're always going to get differences of opinion. People are going to have to take different stances on all kinds of matters, and everyone's going to insist that theirs is the right view, theirs is the right opinion to have. You're never going to please everyone, you're never going to get everyone on the same page. So you have to give it your best shot, go with what you feel in your heart and soul is the right thing to do, and people can make of it what they will. The naysayers, the detractors can jog on to the next site. Or, better yet, they could do something themselves. All these comments I'm getting about meditation doesn't change anything, it's all a waste of time. Well, we're all ears as to what your suggestion is, what you think we should all do. Feel free to leave those comments in the thread. But of course, the reaction is always the same. When you ask that, it's always silence. We knew it would be. So I think we really did achieve something yesterday. I do like the touch of doing it on 666. And it's been suggested that we should do this kind of exercise on a more regular basis. So I want to do one again next month in July. And how about we set it for the 7th of July at 7 p.m. So this way we get the full 777 experience and take back that sacred number for the light and for the good as well. And then we could do another one in August on the 8th at 8 p.m. 888. How about that? So nearer the time, I'll be announcing those. But I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone who took part in yesterday's exercise. We may be left to speculate on whatever full effect it may have had, but we can also consider what would have been the case if the hundreds of thousands, if not millions of us that did take part yesterday had just sat around on our asses doing bugger all instead. What would the situation have been then? It can't have done any harm, can it? And all the evidence points to it having done a whole load of good. We may never know how much worse our shared experience in this physical reality may have been had we never done this, but either way, it was a worthwhile thing. And so I just want to express my gratitude and appreciation to everyone for taking part, and of course to creation and to the Creator itself, because it's all about setting that right intention, keeping those vibrations high, getting in that right state of mind spiritually. I'm not always very good at that, but I'm a work in progress. I'm out here around about 8 p.m. It's still warm. It was up to about 20 odd degrees until quite recently. It's a beautiful thing. The best time of year, the spring, getting close to the solstice. Just beautiful to be out in nature. It just reminds us of what's at stake here in terms of the loss of freedom, in terms of truth and natural law justice. This is what we're fighting for. This is what it means to be alive. This is what it is to be human. And so we need to do whatever we can to fight back against these affronts, these attempts to take these freedoms away from us. And so many people will tell you that meditation, or whatever you wish to call it, intention prayer, statement of affirmation, is the way to raise that energy and get those vibrations high. I mean, the dark occultists do this all the time. They hold their rituals, right, on their sacred dates. And they also write down in their documents and encode into their movies and their TV shows and their other popular culture videos what they wish to achieve, because they realize that this dynamic is real. You state it, you imagine it, you visualize what you want to come into physical manifestation, and then you can bring it about through applying that consciousness. So our enemies, our would-be overlords, the evildoers, do this all the time. And these dynamics are available for us to take back for ourselves anytime we want to do it. Yesterday was as good a time as any, and let's just keep that momentum going. So I hope to be back on YouTube as quickly as I can after the 15th of June, barring any further nonsense. But if I'm not, as I say, there are contingency plans in place, and either way, I ain't going anywhere till the job is done. Like John Lennon said in Watching the Wheels, I'm just sitting here doing time. I'm putting in the time, I'm doing the job I came here to do, and I'll stop when they stop. Thanks again for everyone's input yesterday. Let's change reality, let's change history, let's change the world, and let's do it together. Catch you soon.